Okay. Should we start?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, we're live at Norm's. How's it
We
going?
are not live at Norm's.
We're almost live.
We're almost live.
All the noodles.
I gave up my
So
noodles.
much live.
I'm not getting any younger. We better do it live.
But do it while we're all still alive.
All right. So Q&A. Let's do this.
All right. Well, before we even get to that, let me introduce everyone. We got our newest guy over here, Jack, who's a great musician. Play a little something. That's a little something.
He's hot on those.
Wow.
Oh, man.
We got Dylan over here.
Woo!
Howdy.
Play a little something.
Oh, hey.
Hey. Dylan, I guess, is a jazz musician.
Yes.
He's not. He doesn't do punk anymore.
Doesn't do punk
Graduated
anymore.
from punk to jazz.
Yes.
And then, of
He
course, we
just
got
punk.
Nick.
Woo,
Yeah,
woo.
whatever
Yeah,
that,
Nick.
whatever that is.
Play a little something.
Hey.
Funky Nick. And then we got Brandon over here.
Hey.
Sweet.
Whoa.
And then we've got Son of Godzilla,
Hey.
Michael Lemmo.
Whatever
Spicy
category
chord.
he fits
It's a
in.
spicy chord over there. Then we've got the
Then
dad
we got
Godzilla
Norm.
over there.
Got Norm.
We got Norm who
This
does
is
the
like
lap.
Animal House. We got our chickens, we got our Godzilla, the whole thing.
That's the norm.
Just here, relaxing. On the couch. Doing what we can. Answer all your goofy questions. Gotta hold it down. Gotta hold it down. Oh. Moving on the couch, moving on down. That's just Wednesday. What the hell? All right, you guys played a little. What the hell? So,
Okay, let's
anyhow,
do.
so these people have they have a bunch of questions.
They
for
have a
us?
lot of questions
Oh my
Oh,
god.
good.
from
good.
Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook.
Here we
All right.
go.
Okay.
All right, Jen.
What about this? What's your favorite guitar that you have? So
Right
everybody.
now-
Personal or in the store?
You mean in the store?
Anything.
Well, probably
Your
people
fa-
made in the store. I mean, I don't know what. Yeah, that's a good question actually. What's your favorite guitar?
Right now, it's this guy right here.
Yeah.
Me?
Not
Thank you, Norm.
What is that?
well. That is a J200 1959, and this was owned by Phil Everly. And there's a huge story that goes with this guitar. This was the last date that they played together as the Everly Brothers before they broke up for 10 years. They were really hating on each other. They were in the same hotel room night after night after night. Who knows what else was going on. But, you know, it was rough. And they got into an argument on stage. And I guess Don kind of messed up one of the arrangements. And Phil got so pissed that he actually smashed this guitar. And there's some cracks, as you can see, right over here. And yeah, they were dreaming, but not when he smashed this thing. So anyhow, it's been repaired. But so it was made in '59. They had 3 sets. It was black with a black pickguard, and each brother had 1 and 1. Then there was black with a white guard, and then there was this green one, which is kind of TV green, kind of like their answer to TV yellow with the black guards. And just a really sweet guitar. One of my favorite bands of all times. Probably the #1 influence on the Beatles and so many of the British bands, right?
But like you were saying before there was Oasis and all these other, there was the Everly Brothers were the original battling brothers that spent too much time together when they were kids, probably.
Yeah.
And that's I
But
mean
those
we were
tunes and the vocal
Oh,
blend was
yeah.
the last word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The vocal blend is what gets me with them. They're just so. I mean, they're brothers, so it makes sense. But it almost just sounds like
You
one
get
voice.
that third
split.
harmony.
Yeah, like that phantom note. Because they're so tight. Yeah. This kind of matches your shirt a little too.
A little bit, almost. It's Exorcist green. So
We were lucky to find that thing, all right?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, thank you, actually. I mean,
crazy.
I almost
Well,
kind of turned it down, not knowing the whole story behind it. I mean, I just knew that it was something that was owned by the Everly Brothers, which I wanted for that reason alone. But the history with it, because they stopped talking to each other for 10 years. And when they finally got back together, they ended up playing at Royal Albert Hall. And my buddy Albert Lee was the guitar player that played with them.
We know him pretty well.
Yes, so we just did a live show with Albert here, and it was just about the most unbelievable thing ever.
Yeah,
he
it was
is
great.
so great, still
Phenomenal,
so great.
man.
Unbelievable, yeah.
So this right now is probably my favorite guitar,
And then, of course,
it's the best piece of memorabilia maybe I've ever had. And I've had John Fogerty's Rickenbacker, and I've had all kinds of stuff from the Jacksons, and just so many other really cool guitars. But this one here, the Everly Brothers are very dear to me. I just love their music, and I think it's just a great piece of history.
we finally got the guitar, and you see all these old black and white photos of them playing it. It's like, oh my
Well,
god!
in black and white, it looks blonde.
It looks blonde, yeah.
Yeah, it
it's
looks
not.
like a blonde guitar in the photos. It's crazy.
Okay, next. Who's next? Who's their favorite guitar?
Oh, we're all doing it.
Yes.
Oh, we're all doing it?
Yeah.
Nick, you got one?
I do have a favourite guitar. I've got two favourite guitars, actually, both of which I got from His Lordship here.
There you go. His Lordship.
My 57 Strat, which is a hardtail. It's refinished postbox red.
Oh, yeah.
That Maple Neck, you played that.
Great
boy.
guitar.
But best sounding Strat I've ever heard, personally. And I've had a few people say that. And
Well, I told you that when you bought it.
you told me that when I bought it, yeah. And I listened.
Still has
So
it.
thank you for that.
That says it all. He still has it.
And my old 53 Telly, that was also, that's one of those ones you'll die clutching it to your breast or whatever you clutch things with. But, you can't beat a good Strat and a good Telly, and
Yeah.
I thought you were an ass man, but you clutched it to your breast.
Well, you got to play the field. But a long time ago, before I worked for Norm, we've been friends for an awful long time. I used to buy guitars from him to take back to London and sell. And when I moved to California, I was on his list of people to call when you got something cool, which was very nice. So I got a few good calls.
Very nice and dangerous.
Come down.
That
It's
is
very
dangerous.
dangerous, but you want this? Come on down. And I was
Yeah.
like,
This is you,
I come down clutching a handful of money, and there we go. Yeah. Worked out great.
Brandon?
Also got from Norm. I have a 68 ES 335 that I love. It's pretty heavily modded. It's had all the Larry Carlton mods done to it. It's converted to a stop tail, but it's like set back a little more than it usually
Dean
would
Parks
be.
one, huh?
And I got it, it came in from Dean Parks, which is extremely cool. That's just, that for me was like, when it came in, I went up to Norm, I was like, hey, I need to make that happen for me. So, I'm really proud of that one. I love that guitar.
finish,
It's great. It's been refretted, new tuners, everything to it, but it just plays like a dream.
Playing tip top.
It sounds phenomenal. So that's probably my favorite.
Jack, what do you like?
The first guitar I ever bought from is the 35 Super 400 acoustic with the skinny upper bout.
Yeah.
Love that guitar.
You got that here as well.
Got that here.
Wow, we're just
Guitar
on
from
that.
Norm.
Yeah, we're just
I bought the same
Team
week
Norm
I bought
over here.
a Vegavox Plectrum banjo from Norm, and then I came back right after we got married and bought that Super 400.
That's
remember
right.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think this is becoming my new favorite. This D'Angelico that he's got for sale. So
Very cool
gotta keep
guitar.
beating Norm down on it.
What did Petty say in that trying to chisel down
down
those
the prices.
prices?
That's right.
Dylan?
What about you, Dylan?
As far as rare ones, I love, you got a shade top over there, an old 32 Martin shade top.
That
That
OM.
thing is slick, it sounds great.
I'm 18.
Yeah,
Yeah.
OM18, it's
Great
so
guitar.
good. First guitar I got from you was the Fender P-Bass Fiesta Red. Still play it live. It's a good one.
Cool.
With
What's
your
the name of
punk
your
band
band?
or
With
the
my
jazz
punk band. Punk band.
Which
no,
band's
no
that?
jazz.
Torched Eyes. Plugging in
Torched
right there.
Eyes.
Torched
Torched
Eyes.
Eyes.
Check us out.
We'll plug
Norm
there.
loves them. We
It's
remember
Norm's
we did a
favorite
little. It was great.
Marlene's favorite.
Yeah, Norm and Marlene.
They tell it as it is.
Yeah. When they go home after a long day and they just want to relax, Norm and Marlene put on the Torched Eyes record and just
Don't we all?
chill out.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
It's like a shock treatment. Kind of.
Oh, Jesus.
I do it too.
And what about you, Mikey? What's your favorite guitar?
Oh my God.
Need we
Loaded
ask?
question there.
Well, my favorite is of course, my
Gojira.
Godzilla guitar, which is not that old. It's a 2012 Jazzmaster. Yep.
Yeah.
It's like a 62 reissue, but I've done a bunch of stuff to it. But I mean, I've been spoiled in the last 2 years working here, so I got a lot of favorite guitars. I mean, this morning I played the 64 Lake Placid Blue Jazzmaster. That's been a blessing to play that every day, and also the Van Halen guitar too. I've been playing a lot too, just because it reminds me of why I started. So playing that.
Why you started in the first?
Yeah.
Some very nice folks actually gave you both those guitars, Susan and Bobby.
Susie and Bobby
Kenny
and
all
Ken
that,
Bloom. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
It's just
lucky
every
guy.
day. It keeps me going. Actually, a lot of it. Just seeing them around, you're like people believe in. So.
Actually, I should add one to that list because I got lucky enough this last year to get a present from it was really good, super unusually nice guy. Bobby's a friend of ours.
He's the
He was a
best.
customer first. We got in touch
But
with Norm.
he loves
But he
great
beca-
musicians.
He
and
became
great-
a friend, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got chance. We were doing that record with.
Getting real with the Godzilla.
Yeah.
We were
It's just
doing Norman's record, and we took Bobby in the studio with
get
us
off of
and
it.
got him on the record,
Help 'em out,
and
Dylan.
just had a great time. And yeah, he gifted me a '73 Les Paul Custom Black Beauty.
Yeah.
And I guess
Which
I
is
should add too. I was also a lucky
absolutely
receiver
beautiful.
from Bobby. He's just the best, man. He's probably like the best.
And I think
best guy in
didn't
the
Jen get
world.
something as well?
I did. I
You
got
did?
that Hirsch Strat.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
Yeah. And then
I
got
have
that
yet to play
76.
it, but I will learn.
You're gonna
That's
host
part of
Guitar
the
of the
deal.
Day pretty soon.
It is
right?
part of the deal.
It's just looking like it's not good enough. You gotta sling some music in there.
All right.
Okay.
So, you got any other questions? here?
Yeah. Okay, which is the one guitar you've sold that you love to keep for yourself?
That I sold?
Yeah, that you.
Oh, there's a lot of them. I mean, I sold, Sunburst Les Pauls and old Blackguard Telecasters and all kinds of stuff that I wish that I still had. There was a Jazzmaster with the all rosewood neck. That was Desert Sand. Desert Sand color with
that the Tavares?
anodized pickguard.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And just really one of the all-time
It's funny.
guitars.
Whose guitar was that? Was that a Tavares?
Yeah, it was Freddie Tavares.
Freddie Tavares.
From Fender, one
So,
of the founding fathers of Fender. I got it right from him.
Man.
It was funny, when I got it from him, he had it sitting behind his couch in his house, and it was just like it was no big deal.
Yeah.
But
Maybe because it was a Jazzmaster at that time. It was
that could have
just,
been
you
it.
know,
It was before
underappreciated
Lemmo
at the
put
time.
Jazzmasters.
I gotta admit, we can't keep them right now. We just sold that Elvis Costello.
Yeah, we had it
We-
up for a
We
day.
have trouble keeping her in the shop. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I actually had a guitar. I think we all have guitars we sell here that we would like ourselves, but you let go because
Oh,
you
I
know.
always get attached to like 330s and
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I think I got that off him.
Yeah, I love
This
330s
single pickup
because
330s.
they're lightweight. You can sit on a couch and play them. You don't have to
Comfiest,
plug in. and
comfiest thing ever. And
just-
I
Yeah, but-
actually had a double cell. That 1954 J160E that always comes
Yeah.
through the
Oh,
store.
yeah.
It's a guitar. I played it for the customer and it was totally cool. But it's it's one of those guitars you're just like, wow, this is such a cool thing. When will I see these again? So there's always guitars I think we're all selling that we love
Yeah.
to maybe keep, but we know it's
wanna
not.
keep all
it's
of
not-
them.
Yeah, it's
Every
not our
guitar.
time.
Well, I used to do that, but then it made it very difficult to buy the next one.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah,
there you
sell
go, there
stuff
you go.
to
But
buy
it's a
something
bit
else.
like working at a dog pound, isn't it? You want to take all of them home.
yeah, they're all giving you the
I want
puppy
to
eyes.
adopt.
yeah.
Yeah, I had one too. That if you remember that 175 we had like 2 years
Oh,
ago.
I remember that guitar.
There was a 1950 ES 175 that was converted to two pickups. It had two 1972 embossed Gibson PAFs. and I just fell in love with that.
So much
thing.
mojo in that
You know,
guitar.
it went to a great home, a great
Yeah.
player got it, but that was mine that got away.
Happens all the
probably.
time.
Yeah.
think,
Love those embossed pickups.
They're so cool, man.
I don't know
Well,
what it is.
I think it had the embossed covers, but it had PAFs in it.
Yeah, it was PAFs with embossed covers
Wow.
on it, which is great. And those embossed covers are cool on
Really?
their own, the story.
And the PAFs alone are
Yeah, that
a
was
lot of money right there.
Yeah, that was the one for me.
I didn't know about it.
So we're going to take a break for 1 sec because I've got a young man here and I want to take care of him.
We'll be back.
Hey. Okay, we're back.
Not like my dad.
And with different guitars.
Well,
Well,
no, just one
Just
guitar.
one different guitar. 'Cause I just like this guitar.
That's pretty good.
This
So
is-
what this is TV Yellow 91 30th anniversary SG Custom in TV Yellow.
And I was just thinking about what you were saying about the Everleys, how that looks black and white. That's when did they start with TV finish?
Well, I mean, they did the TV Yellows on, those juniors and specials, I think right around
Early
55 or so, So, but, they introduced the SG in 61.
Yeah.
And this one is a 91.
This one's
But in TV Yellow, they're very, very rare.
But the way it was explained to me is that Gibson went through a whole thing because TVs back then were
It was black and
it
white.
was all on a grey scale, right?
Yeah, there's like I think a yellow filter or something, because there's different filters, black
cathode,
and
it was
white.
cathode ray television.
Yeah.
It was old technology, so they figured out that green color actually looks like white on the TV, and that's why Gibson started doing it.
Yeah, and that guitar in TV Yellow is super unique. I don't think I've seen an SG Custom in that color before.
Well, like a junior in Sunburst would look very drab on a black and white set, I would think.
Right.
So,
Yeah, and the dark guitars just disappeared, right?
Yeah.
You couldn't really see them. Yeah. Huh.
Pause real quick.
Yes.
I was looking for Ultra Telly. We can answer a few questions without Brandon. What guitar today do you think is underappreciated and could be a good investment?
Well, there's always been some that I think are underappreciated. For years, it's been Jazzmasters, Jaguars. They have come up in value because they are very usable guitars for a lot of different things. They have an issue with the tremolo, with the bridge, on
bridge
those things
sometimes,
where the strings can pop out of the bridge, and so there's a couple small modifications you can do that don't do something to the guitar that make it unoriginal. You can always go back to the original bridge, but you can
No
talk
doubt.
about the master.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes people switch the bridge.
Master.
Sometimes you don't need to, but I think they've really climbed all the offsets. I'd say even Mustangs.
Yeah.
There was enough people having problems where this company Mastery made a solution for the thing.
Yeah, and I think even I see on some of the Fender Custom Shop Jazzmasters, they've been even changing the bridge a little bit,
Yeah.
just straight from Fender. So
But that was kind of the one flaw. But really, if the guitar is set up properly with the right angle,
I was
that
just
kind of
about to say,
eliminates that.
my 64 Jazzmaster that I got is all original. I haven't changed the bridge, and I'm not planning on changing the bridge because it plays fine.
Plays
Some of them are
perfect,
fine. Another one that I like, that you like as well, is the Coronets. Hopefully in the future, because you can still get them for. I think a lot of people go for the juniors, and you can still kind of get that same effect with them.
Yeah,
the
Epiphone
Coronet,
Coronets
yeah.
and the Wilshires.
Yeah.
All those kind of like Epiphone,
The
back
very cool
60s,
guitars.
It used to be there were only ever people that liked humble pie would buy Coronets because Stevie Marriott used to
Yeah,
play
yeah,
them.
yeah.
And now people are going like, Oh yeah, actually that sounds great. There's,
Well, they actually feel great, and there's
feel great,
total
lightweight.
access to.
Yeah, what are they, 4.5
And Gibson's
pounds?
doing reissues of them that are
Yeah.
really nice for very
that
cheap.
are good.
Well, they
Yeah.
kind of feel like a strap body a little bit. They got that, you know, kind of easy to get around, and you can get way up there. And
the neck joints way down. Yeah, it feels like you're rocking and rolling.
rock and roll guitar.
Yeah.
So
And
those are
also,
cool.
there's a lot of like, excellent, Gibson acoustics from the 50s and 60s, from the country western, the Southern Jumbo, the hummingbirds, the doves. Those still don't seem like they're out of control price-wise. and I
That is
think
true
they
about a
could go up.
hummingbird and some of the
Hummingbirds in particular.
Yeah,
Everybody loves hummingbirds.
yeah.
They've started reissuing those as well now.
Yeah,
They,
they're good.
And there's an Epiphone one as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And the Epiphone ones are for the money. They're terrific. In fact, we just got some Epiphone J200s. that are
Epiphone's
really
coming. It seems like they're coming up. They're making a real effort.
good. Absolutely.
I think some of the other cool guitars, they're not made the same, but still really cool. There's some of those,
taking the time.
those like Dan Electros and Silvertones you can get. Some of those like 50s ones
Yeah.
you can get like really early lipstick pickups, and
Those
they
aren't too
sound
pricey at all.
unbelievable for the price.
Yeah.
And something that's really, you know, vintage and has a vibe to it. So Silvertone and Dan Electro, we still want to count them out too. And a lot of times we get a good selection. So.
And we still get a 70s ES335 into someone's hands for pretty reasonable. I mean, they're getting harder to find right now, but
And I've always loved 330s. They've been
Yeah.
overlooked.
Yeah. 330s
That's a
I mean,
great
the
one.
casinos were sort of recognized because of the Beatles, but a lot of people just overlook the 330s. I
very
even like
true.
the single pickup ones because they're very
I like
simple,
them better.
very very lightweight.
Yeah.
You can
That was
sit,
the
play it
Grant
unplugged.
Green, wasn't it?
What's that?
Did he play
Grant Green, yeah.
Yeah,
Brain up
and the
on it.
pickup placement on a single is cool too, because it's a little more in the middle.
Mid-engine, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. It's almost like the casino is more popular just because of the Beatles.
Well, it's the Beatles.
and all that British.
And now you got
invasion.
Gary Clark Jr. has been playing them for a few years, and you got all
But
that
the
stuff
Beatles
too.
for sure.
But
The
more
Beatles
and
is
more
the biggest,
people are
of
picking
course.
up like 125s and ES150s and stuff. Just because you're buying a Gibson guitar, you can still get into it pretty
I think
good.
people are always catching
And it's
up
got a
still to the
P90.
P90s. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you gotta love
Any-
the P90, man.
Anything with the single P90, like the juniors.
Yeah.
Those are. It's like a one-trick pony. And it's like if you're somebody like kicking ass on that, you know they're actually good. You know?
yeah, utilitarian guitars.
Yeah, they're not relying on any effects or.
Although I'd say juniors and specials a lot of times fly off the shelves still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the single cuts and TV yellow colors and
You
stuff.
can't beat a good junior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
I
so
mean-
automatic.
The old,
Yeah.
I know they call the Telecaster the plumber's wrench, but if there's a Gibson version of a
I agree with
It's
that.
the
one
giant-
pickup, one volume, one
Absolutely,
tone, boom.
yeah.
I think
Instant-
the Les
instant
Paul
rock and roll.
recording guitars are still unappreciated. I love those.
I don't
Yeah.
appreciate them too much.
I'm
Norm style there.
I'm a big Les Paul fan. So
You need to go to
I got
the
a few of
gym.
those.
You've got a
play
few
those.
of those, haven't you?
I got a few of those. Got the bass, the Triumph bass.
Oh, cool.
They weigh a
that's what-
ton, and but you're a big guy. You can handle it.
I can handle it.
Yeah.
Brandon,
can
I'm
handle
not
it.
sure.
You can
Sound-
play
I would,
it.
I would snap in half. I'd hold one of those. I would just snap. I can't do it.
Cool.
All right, we're pausing real quick. These
Yeah.
gentlemen are looking for Les Pauls, so whoever wants to.
You guys want to just go over there and take a look?
Yeah, it's right behind them, right here on the left-hand side. You're welcome.
I think we can take another one.
What kind of
Yeah,
Les
we'll
Paul
take
you
another
looking
one.
for?
I just have a different guitar in every section.
That's the topic. We never get to their question. All right. Here we
Okay.
go.
And noodles over.
Okay, this is a good question. What's your favorite song to play?
Far, far away.
Whoa!
There you go, Norm. Play it.
He knows.
Is that
you
your
going,
favorite
Jack?
to play or your
Keep
favorite
going.
in general?
Who is that?
I don't know. I don't know that there is even a tune.
Oh, you just made one up.
It's
This
an
guy.
old studio engineer.
Norm likes this one.
Yeah, can you play it over the hills and far away? Like take your out with you.
There's a Wilco song far, far away.
Oh yeah. I don't know what. Just been out.
William Bell, yeah. That's one of my favorite.
Forgot to be your lover?
Yeah.
That's a great song.
So, I forgot to be your lover by William Bell. It was. I always thought that it was Steve Cropper playing that because that's Stax,
Yeah, right.
William Bell. And I talked to this friend of mine who produced the latest William Bell record, and he told me that Booker T actually played the guitar.
That's crazy.
John Leventhal,
Oh, really?
told me that
Wow.
Booker T played that. It was one of my favorite guitar players. It sounds like Steve Cropper, but it's like
Oh, it's
just
unbelievable.
really tasteful. Play that again.
But it's really smooth and kind of has that kind of
just
Hendrixy
really
thing.
great tone, just
trying to think.
really cool. By the way, that's a 4-bolt maple neck Strat that Michael's playing.
Really,
it's
really
like a
cool.
71 Hendrix era, but it's a 4-bolt maple neck, which is very unusual.
Great neck on
You
that
liked
guitar.
all those songs with like tasty little, tricky little guitar parts,
like,
like all that little Beaver stuff.
Soul
right?
and R&B guitar
Yeah.
playing is
Curtis
like my favorite
Mayfield.
kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
all the Curtis Mayfield, Norm loves
Bobby
that.
Womack,
Yeah.
all those guys.
He was great one, yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, it depends on what I'm doing. But I don't have a favorite song. That's too hard. Like a favorite song.
What's your favorite color, mate?
Green.
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 Yeah, we all know that one.
No, but favorite to play,
Gibson
I love
Cases.
playing, when I'm playing rock, I love playing like Unchained, Van
If the
Halen.
price is right, sure.
I,
You can buy a bunch
This is
of
a well
Keep
put
going.
together video here.
Go ahead. Keep going.
And then clean, I love I don't have a favorite one, but I love, from doing Guitar of the Day, I love figuring out Beatles songs as instrumentals. And a lot of it is not there because what they're actually playing on guitar is a lot simpler. But when you try to figure out the melody at the same time, it just gives you this great feeling when you arrive on it. And I found that their material challenges me in so many different ways. So I like playing those Beatles songs on Guitar of the Day a lot, for sure. That'd be one.
well, yeah, it's good. You do your little crossword puzzle and figure out all the parts.
Yeah, and then you land on it and you realize just how many passing chords and stuff that
Yeah.
in popular music you don't hear as much anymore. Like it'll be more basic, just like. But they'll add like climbing down all these different things, or the major to minor.
Those old,
That's the one thing that I really
Yeah.
like about a lot of the Beatle tunes, when they go from like a minor field to a major field or back and forth. The whole mood of the tune
What was
changes.
the song? Is it I'll Be Back? Back again? Man, it's like the last song off of maybe A Hard Day's Night. But
If I fell,
I forget, man. But they do it right away, and it's just instant change of mood.
Yeah.
But I love that
There's a
stuff.
lot of those old English bands used to do that. And it's almost like the changes were from brass bands. So David Bowie did a lot of his
totally.
early stuff. The chords are amazing.
Yeah.
Almost like musical.
Theatrical,
Musical
yeah.
A
theater.
lot of like secondary dominance and chromatic passing tones and all this stuff, and they don't even. I feel like a lot of the time they didn't know, like, theoretically what they were playing. They just followed their ears. And
Right.
I only found out a few years ago, Bowie was a huge fan of this singer called Anthony Newley that was in, like My Fair Lady and Half
Yeah,
a
he was
Sixpence and
more
all
like,
those things. And he did all these arrangements. Kind of like,
Yeah.
That's
That's
And
the
he's
stuff.
like
Kinda
almost like a
copied-
Broadway kind of guy.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of those changes in the early
But that's the
Bowie
stuff, because like even when I learned a lot of Wes Montgomery kind of stuff, there's so many changes that if you, in today's world, if you just take like one part, you have almost like a verse for a modern day song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're just going through
from
so much
one
stuff.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he'll be like, which is Days of Wine and Roses or whatever, which is another kind of theatrical tune. But you break down these little parts, and it's insane how intricate it is. But
Yeah, a lot of the, I always loved a lot of the Burt Bacharach stuff, especially Dionne Warwick, Dusty Springfield, all that kind of stuff. There was just so much beautiful stuff going on. All that stuff.